Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. That one is caught by Hunt. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And to the 12. That's where it stops the return. He's halted at the 12-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Greg Delpit. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you, you got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. The tackle there by George Odom.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. Flush to his right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off at the 33. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll give it to Mixon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Bengals are going to take a 1st quarter lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bengals 7, Browns 0.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beck. Right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Mayfield finding Beckham, and he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 14. A good pickup there, 22. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. And again, it's Mayfield. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And he completes it to Hunt. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Landry. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of long drive. The defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Mayfield on first down. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Cordray Tankersley, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And now it's 2nd down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. With 20 seconds to go in the first half. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long. Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you down to Orlando. Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And Oliver, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. 3rd down here.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Mixon. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st down, Bengals.
Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal 1st. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Grady Williams picks it off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone, possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Ball game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Mayfield now from the 50. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Trying to lay one up deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to show.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Taken in the end zone. Now this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's the throw dropped off to his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end, you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Bengals 49-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Mayfield with it once more. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They go play action. Mayfield. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. On the option, this is Mayfield. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, if they can convert the extra point, will have the lead. And that is going to put them up by 1, and it sets us up for quite a finish here.
14, Browns 13. Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Well, the second down throw on target. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Mayfield throwing complete there to Hooper. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
I like what they did there. Still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
44-yard line.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second down at 4. Quick throw, and Mayfield completes it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a third would win it. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. 2 seconds on the clock, this for the win. And no, wide left. It's no good. And a tough finish finish to this one. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about it